Hello and welcome to Tier-Free Math Assessment for Informal Learning Research. My name is Teresa Lara-Meloy and I'm here with my colleagues.
And Rafanan?
Elise Levin-Güracar.
And while there's only 3 of us presenting, we represent the work of 18 people across multiple organizations. We're talking about Amped for Making today, which is a project that is a collaboration between Turk and the Cesar Chavez Foundation. It is a 2-year after-school program that integrates math and making in semester-long units. In each semester, youth collaborate on mini-maker projects that lead up to a larger project that is focused on making something for their communities. And it embeds the values of labor organizer Cesar Chavez. The program ran during after-school hours at 7 public middle schools across California and the United States. We trained our facilitators in program norms, math and making skills, and hands-on activities and modeling of math conversations. And we served over 200 youth. Majority of them were Latinx and multilingual. In our program, we wanted to answer one of the questions, which was about what mathematics content and practices youth are learning through participating in Amped for Making. We reviewed and tried out a Mars task, the smoothie box, because it seemed appropriate for the informal education setting, and also it addressed the math content that youth were going to be working with, which was volume and spatial reasoning. Mars tasks are commonly used as formative assessments in classrooms, and they're known to reliably show changes in students' math content knowledge and reasoning skills. We did a little update to make it look a little more current, and then we administered the task. But we found out that youth did not like doing an assessment in after-school hours, and they didn't really engage fully in the assessment, leaving us with very little to show for pre and post assessments.
So in response to the concerns that we uncovered in the pilot, we developed this set of design principles for something we started calling maker tasks. The key innovations that we developed were requiring it to be hands-on, so it wouldn't feel as much like an assessment, and then have it result in something that the participants could take with them, so they could take it home. So again, not like a test. And we found out that they enjoyed this much more. For the data collection, so these were embedded in the semester-long projects. The youth took them twice each semester, once at the beginning and once at the end. The participants, they did work independently, but they were sitting at group tables, so a little less test-like, and then they had access to all the necessary materials. The facilitators, they were given a script to encourage the youth to work individually and to just try as best as they could. The facilitators read the maker tasks out loud in English, and if they could, in Spanish. And the facilitators were asked not to give hints and to redirect the youth to the text of the task if they had any questions.
So Maker Task 1, it's the one we're going to spend our time talking about. The goal of this task was for youth to create a box to contain 12 dice snugly so that they didn't shake around. Youth had to address design requirements listed here, including that the box had to have a top and no overlapping sides. Our math goal was to, again, assess the students' understanding of volume of objects with linear measurements, and this is a 5th grade math standard in the United States. We noticed that the youth use dice in different ways when thinking about volume or constructing their boxes. They either took measurements of individual dice, like the girl on the right, or they took measurements of the whole arrangement, like that purple page in the middle, where they taped the dice together and then used that to measure out the box. We also noticed that the youth had created different kinds of solutions. Some of them used nets. Some of them used like individual rectangles and then glued them or taped them together. The youth on the top right is showing a situation where he put the dice and then wrapped them like a gift. There was a lot of overlap in that scenario. Some youth made cute little things like baskets, and the one on the right is showing how the youth also labeled the dimensions of the sides, which was one of the requirements. And I just want to say that there was a lot of room for creativity, a lot of varied solutions, and youth were very proud of their work.
So to score all of those different tasks that Teresa just talked about, we got all of the pre and post tasks and had them completely mixed up so that as scorers, we wouldn't know if we were scoring a pre or a post. And we developed this rubric that aligns pretty highly with the requirements that are actually in the task. So we wanted to see that the container had a top, that it didn't have overlapping sides, that it would hold the 12 dice snugly and not shake around, that the height, width, and length were marked. And then we wanted to actually score if it was a container, since some of what we got were not actually containers, but just flat nets. And then we also scored on the precision of the construction. After we scored all of the tasks, we resorted them again into pre and post so that we could compare results, and we had some really exciting growth. So on the pre-assessment, 79% of youth actually made a container with a top, while in the post, 100% of youth made a container with a top. Youth's construction also really improved. In the pre-assessment, only 37% of youth created a container with a 12 dice fit snugly, while in the post, 84% created a snug fitting box. And youth also really improved in having correct measurements, length, width, and height. On the pre-assessment, only 26% of youth had at least one correct measurement, and that grew to 73% in the post. So we were really excited to see this growth across a lot of the different elements of the rubric.
In conclusion, we just wanted to say that these maker tasks are a promising opportunity for assessing math in particular, concepts and skills in a maker scenario that is also an informal learning situation. Youth are more willing to participate in it. They actually enjoyed doing the tasks twice in the beginning and at the end. In fact, during interviews, some of the participants said that they really enjoyed doing the maker tasks, and they enjoyed being able to notice from pre to post how much they had learned. And we think that we would like to continue doing this research with maker tasks in the future, because it's not a very expensive way of learning what kids are learning in informal settings.
So the current article and presentation is based on work that was partially supported by the National Science Foundation and internal funding from Turk. Any opinions, findings, and conclusions or recommendations expressed here are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the views of the National Science Foundation or Turk. And we would like to thank the youth for their participation in the program and data collection and for sharing their insights with our team. Thank you. Oh, and feel free to contact us with any questions. Our emails are here on screen.
Thank you.
Thank you.